Hey guys, welcome back. In today's episode, we'll be talking about submitting.
Mm.
There's
Wow,
it's a
what a
hefty
heavy
topic.
yeah, we done.
Um,
We submit to it. No.
so yeah, so what submitting means to us and what the Bible says about submitting. And also probably just some misconceptions, I guess, on submitting. Because in this world there are various views on what it means to submit, but not all of those views are godly. So
Mm.
just our 2 cents on what we think submitting is, how we would want to submit, and how obviously back it up with God's word and
Yeah.
how He wants us to submit. So yeah.
Do you want to, sorry, we can keep this in the video, but just move a bit. I feel like you quite like, I don't know, I feel like it's uneven. Does that make sense? Okay.
Like that?
Yeah, sorry. We back. No, but yeah, submitting is it's quite a hectic actually topic, but it's such a crucial one because you have to submit to God, and obviously as women, we also have to. Have to is the wrong word, but God calls us to submit to
Yes.
man, and I think submitting is actually quite a negative around the woman to a man thing. It's got such a negative, quite a negative thing around it. But it's like, before we go into that, why don't we just actually go into the what actually submitting to God is. So let's start off with a verse on submitting to God. I think we found one here. So in James 4:7, it says here, therefore submit to God, resist the devil, and flee from you. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. And I think that's such a the submitting to God and resist the devil, because you can't actually not resist the devil without submitting. Like it's one of those hand in hand things. But actually, out of interest as well, could you on your phone, what is submitting? What is the actual definition? Because how many words do you know what it means, but you couldn't like.
Do you want like the definition in a biblical sense or just in a
What's the
worldview
normal
general?
And then we can do the
To
biblical.
accept or yield to the authority, control, or will of another. To present or put forward something for consideration or judgment. But in a biblical
sense.
definition, it's a willing and humble choice to place yourself under God's authority, guidance, and truth, or to serve others in love and respect, often out of reverence for Christ.
I think it's such a better way of, rather, like, submitting is such a harsh word in a way. Not a harsh word. I don't know how to, like, but that, like, the definition of, like, the say it again.
A willing and humble choice to place yourself under God's authority, guidance, and truth, or to serve others in love and respect, often out of reverence for Christ. It says it's not about weakness or forced compliance. It's about trust, obedience, and surrender to what is good, loving, and just.
So not a willing, not a willing, it is a willing, a willing and humble action, really, to do it, and also to do it out of you not being forced. I think that's a key word. I think some people think, you know, if I'm your boss, you need to submit to me, or no, it's not. It should be a choice from the submitter. Don't know if that's a word.
It's a word now.
Yeah, it is a word now. We've made it a word. But I think that's such a I feel like, I don't know what else to.
It is such a choice, and you choose to submit to God. Like He doesn't just, like, He didn't put you on this earth and you have to submit. He's given every one of us a choice, and He loves us, and so He's given us that free will and that choice, and He wants us to choose to submit to Him. And like the James verse, when you submit to God, you like leaving the devil behind. You're not submitting to the devil. The moment you submit to the devil, you stop submitting to God. You can't do both. And I think it says also to not submit to the devil and yourself. Was it and you?
And flee from you,
And flee from you.
He will flee from you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, maybe because also you can submit to yourself. You can choose to instead of God, you submit to yourself. It's very selfish. Okay, I need to do this. I need to, like, care about myself, and I think that's often where it's like self-love and self-respect can be like on a line to submitting to yourself.
Because yourself, you can lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Yourself doesn't know really the truth. Only God does. So I think that's your wisdom.
So yeah, it's about the godly submission.
But I think the key word there is choice.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, so many people think it's like a forceful thing, and you're like, no, it's literally out of utter love in my heart, because I love you so much. Just like when you're in love with the person, or like family members, you'll do anything for them. If they ask you to do something, you'll do it because why? Because you love them and you care for them and you want them to, you want to do it for them just out of the kindness of your heart. And I think it's the same thing when you really fall in love with God and you get to know God, and it causes you to fall in love with God. You want to obey him, you want to listen to him. It's like when your father tells you to do something out of safety, you'll listen to him, or your mother or your friend. It's such a like, no, I'm want to do it. And it also makes it easier to submit, because with you doing it with resistance, then first of all you're not really submitting, but also it's not going to work. What I want to call it, the gifts of submitting, but like you're not going to really reap what submitting can do for you, like the freedom it can give you, and the just the peace and rest it can give you. Because if you're doing it out of like, it's like, when your parents or someone asks you to do the dishes and you're like, okay, like I'll do it, I don't want to do it but I'll do it. Or like, when you're about to do the dishes, and then someone walks down and they're like, can you just do the dish? And you're like, I don't want to do it now. I was gonna do it, but now I don't want to do it, like, but you do it anyway. But it's out of that, like, almost the bitterness comes out, and it's like, that's not really like, it doesn't that's not freeing, and it's not but it is
it's also like, if you submit to God, he's not gonna put you in harm's way. Like, he'll test you, and like he'll turn bad things for good, and he'll like put you in situations he knows you can handle with him. But he's not gonna, like, if you submit to him, it's not gonna do what the devil does when you submit to the devil. Like, God is there to protect you. He's your protector, he's your provider, he will always care for you. Like, you're submitting to someone who will like treat you well. God won't like, he's not gonna
let you fail,
like abuse your submission. And it's like, if you're submitting to someone or to the devil, it's not actually submission, it's more like slavery then. Because you have to like look at like, okay, what does it mean to submit? Like, if you're submitting to the devil or to a person, if you're submitting to someone you shouldn't be submitting to, like, what are they making you do? How are they making you feel? Because like I said, like, obviously submitting to yourself, you mustn't submit to yourself in that way. But you still have to, when you submit to God, he's not going to make you feel trash. He's not going to like degrade your worth or whatever. Like, so if you're submitting to someone and you end up feeling bad, then you must like feel like, hey, am I actually submitting? And it's also, submission isn't doing everything for that person and like being like a slave. It's not that. So there's a line between slavery and submission. It's not just doing whatever for that person. It's a line. It's like,
And when you say that, something that came to mind, which we've spoken about briefly before, but we called to some people say we called to be slaves to God, and I'm like, no, because to me slavery means you have no choice, you're not choosing to submit. But I prefer to use the we've been called to, which also in the Bible they say, to be a servant of God. Because a server, when you're serving, it's still work and it's still stuff, but you almost choosing to do it. Like, it's not a slave got this obviously negative connotation around it of you being like, I just think, when I think of a slave, I think of someone in chains or someone in in harsh conditions. But and serving still can have the same thing, but a lot of the time, if you're serving, if you're a server, like a waitress or a server, whatever, you're getting paid. So even though it might be not great pay, you're still getting something back. Which I'm not saying you shouldn't serve to get something back, but it's like you still slaves got nothing back, and God's not like that. God does give you, he blesses you with things, and I think it's the same. I think it works more hand in hand, the submitting of being a slave. Like, when you're going to a workplace to serve, you have to submit to, even if it's your friend's house, and you've been hired to go work there, you still have to submit in that place,
Yeah.
for that. And I think it's the same thing. But that just, that came to mind when you were saying that. But it kind of, and then again, it like, in that, so God calls us all to submit to Him. And a very controversial, no, I said it like that, topic, is, it's not actually controversial if you are
if you're a Christian,
a Christian or a woman of God, if your beliefs are this, but the Bible. But submitting to a man is another topic, and so something that's like been stuck with me recently is that, or something I feel like God's taught us is that, so with leaders, we've realized that men can't lead women. A man, well, this is what I think and I believe, a man can lead his wife, and he's called to lead his wife and his family, but he can't lead a group of women. Yes, he can lead them into and keep them alive in the wilderness, but I'm talking about like being a leader of just random women. But women are called to lead women. Like, just like a woman can't go and lead a group of men. Like, that's not biologically, scientifically.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't know either. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the same thing of that, but we're all called to submit to a man, woman. And something that like I love is, and my friend, I don't know about this, but the only judge that was a woman in the Bible was Deborah. And she was a really strong woman, strong-willed. She was a leader. She was a prophetess. Like, she was a very strong-willed woman, and people looked up to her and stuff. But which I suppose could technically be contradicting the fact that she led. But what I was saying, but she still says, and it says somewhere in Judges, I think it's like 4 or something, 6. But in the book of Judges, it says that she still submits to her husband. So she's this judge. She's the only woman judge and only woman prophetess. She's the only one to do both. But yet she's still submitted to her husband. They don't mention her husband's name or anything. They just made a comment that, like, which I think something I relate to, because I'm like, I know everyone's like, oh, got to be a Proverbs 31 woman, like, which to me has such a more of an elegant, soft. When I think of a Proverbs 31, I don't think she was soft, like, she's soft, but there was a silent strength to her, a bit more like you, actually, now that I think about it. As in Deborah, even the name Deborah, like, I feel like it's literally, there's like this, like, other strength, different types of strength.
It's a different,
but it's just proving to the fact that even strong women, strong-willed women, and strong personality women, and strong leaders that are women, God still calls us to submit to a man. The right man, yes. But still calls us to submit. And I mean, submitting, again, I want to submit. I don't want to have to worry about having to protect the household. No, if something happened, like, I want to hide under my duvet, and he must go and do that. Like, like, that nothing in me is like, but it's more instinct for a man. We have a verse here that Sam's going to share.
Yeah, so just on like submission and in the relationship point of view, in Ephesians 5 verse 21, it says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. And a lot of Ephesians 5's talks about like submission, and it's the heading of this chapter is like instructions for Christian households. And it's like almost God's like instructions for how to have that godly marriage. And it says like, husbands, love your wives as your own bodies, and women, submit to your husbands. And it's not like okay, my husband's the boss, he tells me what to do. That's not submission. But the thing that stood out to me here was submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. You're not submitting to your man because your man leads you well. You're submitting out of reverence for Christ. You're submitting for Christ because you submitted to God. He's given you this relationship, and you can then submit to your husband. It's not like okay, I have to submit to him because he's told me like that, like he's a good leader or whatever. It's not actually about him in that sense. It's actually you submit to God. I mean, to your husband because of God.
Just
So,
like he's submitting to God. Like it's
yeah,
not
your
like
husband
men don't submit. No, he should be submitting to God.
Yeah.
So it works like both ways. But yeah, I think I had something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So even though we're called to submit as women, we still I don't want to say this as a come across like I'm a very opposite of like, I don't need a man. No. Please.
I do need a man.
I do. I want a man. I don't.
That's how God made us.
That's how God created us. But I still, from a man's, obviously we're not men, so we can't like speak a lot about this. But like from our side, from our like point of view, a man's still got to care. For my voice. He's still got to want to, and the same thing because of choice of love, because he loves me. I don't want him to be making family decisions without consulting me, or like, even if he came to me and was like, listen, this is what I'm thinking, what are your thoughts, and have an open heart to my voice and hearing my voice. And just because it's a team effort, it's not, yes, he's the head of the house, but I'm still there. So it's not like I'm a word like he has to know. It's more of like I would hope that he could come to me and be like, hey, before he just because I'm gonna support it, whatever he decides, I will support him. But talk to me about it. Don't shut yourself off. Like, care about what I have to say, or even my 2 cents, just because it's like, because I think that holds weight. And I think if a guy doesn't care, I don't know what's the word, but like doesn't listen to your words, like actually listen and hear your words, then he shouldn't. Maybe you should ask yourself some questions about the man, just because you do have a voice, and even though you're leading, it's like good leaders always listen to their group's voice, because they might have thought of something that you wouldn't have thought of or didn't think of, or like, you know what I mean.
It's like in Ephesians it says, husbands, love your wives as your own body. Like, as a man, or just a human in general, you care for your body. And if you like go out and play sports or whatever and you hurt yourself, you're gonna listen to your body. It's in pain, you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna care for your body. Then you're gonna like listen to where it's hurting. You're actually gonna respect your body. You're not just gonna, okay, I've broken my ankle, but I'm still gonna go play tennis. Like, you're gonna listen to what your body's telling you, and that's how you love your body. And it's exactly the same thing. And I think that just describes that voice, that verse. Like, as you were saying that, I was like, that is literally like how you explain that verse. It's, you're loving your wife like you love your own body. Like, and it says
again? Ephesians.
It's in Ephesians 5. It's 20 something.
Okay.
It's from 21 downwards. Some cracker verses.
Your wisdom.
But it's like you listen to your body, and that's how you love your body. So.
Should call it submitting to the body.
Just like Christ submits. No, that was wrong words. Just like Christ loves his body, which is the church.
Yeah.
That was not Englishing. But
I think submitting is such a, and also like, I feel like submitting and surrendering they're different, but they kind of interlink with each other. I mean, let's be honest, everything interlinks in that book, but in those books, but but I'm like, it's such a, because it's kind of this similar thing of like the submitting and the surrendering of like, I feel like you have to surrender to submit. Not I feel you do. You have to surrender to submit. Sorry.
You do.
Revelations, but like you have to, because you can't fully submit to God or even your husband if you haven't surrendered it all and let it go, and not let it control you, because you don't want to let it affect your decisions. You want to listen to hear his voice, But if you haven't surrendered something that's actually affecting you inside, and you're trying to submit, you're like, why, I'm
Yeah.
here, like I'll listen to you. And he's like, well, no, you need to let that go, sweetheart. You need to calm down there and give that away, so you can create space to submit, so you can serve.
Yeah.
Because I feel the triple S, like submitting, serving, and yes, surrendering. I feel like those three.
They go hand.
Surrendering, serving.
Serving.
I feel like you got to surrender to submit to serve.
And
And
it's like I think it's in Galatians where it says I can't remember who wrote Galatians now, it's Paul or someone, and they say like if you're trying to please people, you won't be a servant of Christ.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, you literally, you submit to God, you serve Christ. And if you're submitting to the world, if you're submitting to people, you can't submit to God, which is exactly, you have to surrender the world. You have to surrender your choice. Like, it's a choice to submit. You have to leave whatever else behind, because otherwise you're submitting to that, and you have to surrender your submission to the world and to people, and to the devil, to submit to Christ. And then you can serve. Sure.
You're even real, like that one hit hard. Very hard. I'm actually still like mind blown with how, and we didn't even, like, before the topic was submitting and how we just led to like, so, and we even spoke, we're like, no, surrender could be its own video, and I'm like, oh, actually they all kind of
it's all intertwined.
It's like the first step to go is surrendering, then submitting, and then serving.
Yeah, because you have to surrender your life for Christ, and then it's a choice to submit to Christ, and then you serve.
You have to let go so you can give away, so you can give back.
Guys, we are on fire.
It's hot in here, yo. The Holy Spirit is with us. No, but yeah, because I was just trying to think. I was like, you have to. What did I say now? You have to let go because of the submitting.
You have to let go.
Surrendering. You have to let go to
give.
Submit. Oh my word! That was such. You have to let go
to something. To give something, to give back.
To give back. To give away.
To give away. To give back.
Give back. So you have to let go to give away, to give back.
To give back.
To give back, not to give back. Which kind of
and what, like,
serving, but
when you say that, like, notice how it's okay, you have to let go, you have to give away, you have to give back. It's not okay, take.
Yeah.
It's not. It's you literally giving it all to God. You giving it all for Him.
Because we're on this earth to serve God. We're not here. It's like even our purposes, and it's something that I've actually been going through something recently about. Like, we're always going through something. Let's be honest. God's always working, and teaching, and it's basically, that's just described everything that I'm going through right now, because it's like I was getting to a point where I was idolizing this thing. Well, okay, I was restless and I was uneasy. I was like, I could not sit still. I love, one of my favorite things to do is going to sit in the sun, kind of tanning. It's like a double whammy. But also to sit, and I can hear God in the stillness. I love, like, I can hear Him. Like, it's like when you look outside, and we've been having some beautiful evenings here. And it's like, it's just still, and you can literally feel Him and hear Him and see Him, like,
Yeah.
And I love doing it. And I could not. Could not do that. Like, I could not sit still. I naturally can't sit still anyway, but like my mind couldn't sit still, and I normally love sitting still in the mind. Yeah, sounds weird, but anyway, and I couldn't anyway, and I realized that it's because I wasn't putting God first, and I wasn't surrendering. That's what it was, actually. And I was idolizing something that was becoming the main point of my prayer life. That was becoming the main point of my friend talking life. That was becoming the main point. I was putting that above everything, and in that, I was like, it made me restless. It made, like, I literally, like, my heart just could not, like, I couldn't sit still. I was just waiting, like something was going to happen. Like, I was waiting. And then this week, actually, I'd finally let it go and like completely let it go and being like, it's not in my hands, whatever. God, I want to focus on you. So I want to submit to you. My shazing how like I was trying to say. So then I was like, no, I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna surrender. So I surrendered it all, and then I was like, no, I want to focus on you, which is submitting, and I want to focus on what you called me to do, and not just for my gain, Lord, at all, actually, but for your kingdom, for your purpose. I want to do the will of your will. Yeah, I want to do your will, and I want to do the purpose that you have for me, not. I don't know, like, I'm not saying I don't want, like, the purpose that because it's whatever my purpose is in life for his kingdom is for the glory of God. It's not for the glory of Hannah. So like that's what, and I realized, and it kind of made me sit back and be like, okay, what did I feel like he's called me to do? And which is funny because ever since I've done that, we've actually been thriving more on what he's not thriving, but like what he's called us to do, this thing that we started, our life group, girls' life group that I started, that's actually like we've had our most girls that we've ever had. And it's like, cool, I'm going to focus on what I can control in terms of I was like, okay, what can I control? I can control, let's try to create a community. Let's try to create a fellowship. Let's try to organize things for girls to come together and be able to create a space where God is normal. God is just the casual topic. Like, it's not like this, I don't want to mention God, like, in this, like, okay, no, I don't know what her said. No, I'll just be like, oh yeah, have you prayed about that? Or oh, you should ask God, or and it's like the little things as well. But anyway, so it's basically the submitting to God, and then the serving, because it was kind of that went into the serving of like, okay, so basically let go of what I was idolizing. I asked God to remind me and show me the purpose he has for me to do for him, to serve, which is kind of submitting, and then actually being like, okay, what can I control? Let's do let's try stepping into what I feel like he's called me to do, which is the serving part and doing it for his kingdom and nothing else. And which again is like kind of like going back to one of my favorite verses, which is, I actually need to learn what the verse is. I think it's in Proverbs, but I know what the verse is. I just don't know what the numbers are. But a man's heart will plan his way, but the Lord's directs his steps. I think it's Proverbs 69 actually. So what's it called? But that verse, and it's like the same thing. It's like, okay, because I feel like that other question is like, okay, I feel like this is what God's said to me. This is what God's given me. But then I'm like, well, how do I get to that? No, start walking where you think. Start walking in that the way you think, because then a man's heart will that's you planning your way, and the Lord will direct your steps. He'll open and close the doors that he needs to open and close. He'll move what he needs, the obstacles he needs to move. He will I think it's 69, no? 69.
Man's heart plan.
Yeah. Oh, get in there. Proverbs 69. And I feel like that's such a thing, but it's just going back to the three. It's just crazy how
and it's crazy how you can't serve God without doing the two before. Like if you haven't surrendered your life to God, and you can't expect to serve. Like if God wants you to go serve in a different country, you can't go do that without surrendering your plans. You can be like, no, okay, well, I want to study here, I want to be here, I want to do this. If you don't surrender that to God and let him change your life, let him carry out his plans for your life, then you can't actually serve him completely like he wants you to serve him. So you have to go through, you have to surrender, you have to submit to him to serve him properly. So yeah, you have to it's not just okay, you can serve, or you can submit, or you can surrender. That it all goes hand in hand. So it is it's a complete like step. It's not just I can serve immediately. You have to go through the steps. You have to, and you can't serve without fully surrendering or submitting.
So if you're struggling to not really serve, but if you are struggling to serve or whatever, maybe take a step back and do a little bit of reflecting of like, okay, have I surrendered it all? Have I submitted? And then, okay, I can start serving, or
Yeah.
I'm ready to serve, or whatever it may be. But I think that works with every, like, that can, you can work with, like, not just with, like, your purpose, but everything you can do. Those 3 steps, I feel like, is such a good way, a start to,
to learning
going
how
forward with
to
God.
submit in a godly way. Yeah.
And you can do that in a relationship as well, and
Yeah.
but yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining us
Yeah.
on this
Hope you enjoyed
episode,
Yeah.
and hope you learned a thing or two about the submission and God's view on submission and submitting the way that He intends it to be, not in a worldly sense.
Yeah. 3 S's.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.